over the past year or so, many people have been warning that this was something that could happen if the situation was not addressed. I mean, my debate today was put in for some time ago. And of course, I wanted really today to make sure that we were going to raise the issue of the concern that life was threatened, but also what we as a country could do more. I visited Dover the other week and saw for myself how these people are treated. And of course, they are treated absolutely, as you would expect in our country, extremely well. But then I looked at some of the pictures of what was happening in the French camps. And when you see them being broken up by the police and all their very small holdings that they've got being taken away from them, you can understand why many of them, even if they hadn't particularly wanted to come to our country, do want to come. But the reality is we can't take everyone. We have to get a situation where the rest of Europe, these people have come through many other countries in the EU, and therefore, they are not initially, certainly can be seen as asylum seekers. But of course, that is something that once they're here, there is an examination of that. And of course, the whole Home Office situation, which I'm sure will get addressed today, has to be addressed because, for many years, people have said the Home Office and the whole way that the immigration system is working is not working. I think John Reid, a Labour Secretary of State years ago, said that it wasn't fit for purpose. Well, it still isn't fit for purpose. And that means that many people are waiting a very long time. So our hotels are getting full. People are being moved on into accommodation up in houses and flats up in the north of England without anyone asking about that. And so it's not just a question of language at all. It's a question of how we can, as a government, really treat this issue as something that is serious. And the terrible thing is that maybe, and it would be one. You can't even say good thing, but one thing that might come out of what dreadful tragedy last night. And remember, it's going to be very difficult sometimes to trace the families of those people, because one of the things that we know is that they don't have papers. Even if they'd managed to keep them with them, those papers will be destroyed. But one thing that must come out of this is a united effort now by our country, by France, by Belgium, by Germany, to actually realise that this can't go on and we can't treat it the way we've been doing. Well, I think as a country, actually, we're a very tolerant country. And if we look at the people that we brought in from Hong Kong over the years, we were very good about bringing people from Uganda when Idi Amin put people out. We've taken Syrian refugees. We've taken, thousands of children, unaccompanied children. These are things we're doing. I think it's quite wrong, and I find it very disappointing that so many of the agencies that are dealing with refugees and asylum seekers and migrants, as we would talk about, that they're actually wanting to blame our country always. It's always our fault. And of course, this particular tragic incident, very clear that the police was on those beaches and allowing people to get on the boats. And France really has to take, I don't want to just have this blame game as well, but I think France has to take great responsibility. And those people in our country who are speaking up for refugees need to be more serious about where they're putting the responsibility.